Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for Living Local, your lifestyle show for all things Charleston and beyond. I'm Ashley Meservy. So today we're switching things up a bit as we learn all about an upcoming event that aims to educate you on something called stormwater pond management. Joining us today, we have Gwen Wallover. She's with Clemson Extension. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so today we're talking about the 2018 Stormwater Ponds Management Conference,
That's
right?
Yep.
Okay, tell us first off, what is a stormwater pond?
So what many of us probably think of as our neighborhood backyard pond, and these communities are often what are actually stormwater ponds. So stormwater ponds are engineered practices that have been put in to help temporarily capture and store runoff that's coming off of our streets and landscapes, and then slowly releasing it over time, which helps ultimately control flooding and pollution in our communities.
Okay, but before we go into the conference coming up, I know you see ponds all over the place, especially in the low country. Why is this important? Why should people care about their stormwater ponds?
Stormwater ponds are kind of like the buffer between what's coming off the landscape and what's ultimately going into the downstream waterway. Okay. And these are often the same waterways that we use for drinking, swimming, fishing, boating more.
Reason why people come here all the time.
That's right,
from all over.
They're important for our way of life.
Okay.
And so these pond systems are really important to be able to manage correctly to maintain that function for flood control. You don't want to have flooding in your community around your home, but also that pollution prevention too, so that we're able to protect and keep these ecosystems healthy as well.
Okay, so the conference coming up, you have a special offer for the folks at home, because if they take advantage of it now, then they're going to come to this conference, learn about stormwater pond management, and also other things as well, right?
That's right, yep. So this conference is a one-day conference for pond owners and management professionals. So it's hosted between Clemson Extension, the Ashley Cooper Stormwater Education Consortium, DNR, and the South Carolina Sea Grant Consortium.
Wow, that's a heavy hitting
team.
Right there.
We have a lot of great collaborators. So it's a one-day conference for pond owners and management professionals. We're inviting them to come to learn about the latest information, research, and management techniques for how to manage these stormwater ponds in the low country and coastal communities. So
how would you know, I'm just curious about this, if your pond isn't managed well?
Some things you might want to look for are discoloration in the water, erosion along your shorelines. If you're having a lot of recurrent issues with aquatic plants or algae in your pond. After storm events, if your pond's not draining down back to the normal pool level, that's also an indicator you may have some clogging issues as well. So there's a lot of different things that are involved in pond management. So this conference is really designed to teach people all of that spectrum of information.
All about education. Okay, and so it's coming up, when is it coming up?
November 14th.
Okay.
It's going to be hosted at Trident Technical College in North Charleston.
Okay, and you encourage everyone to come that has a pond, or, I mean, really, everyone can learn something from this, because you're going to have experts there as well.
That's right. We're going to have people coming that have done research on ponds, but we also have folks that are attending at our vendor showcase that help manage these pond systems. And then we have people that are attending from our community partners that are governments, so city or county partners. They're going to be coming and they're going to be in our Ask an Expert area, and they'll be answering questions to people about how to manage ponds specifically in their jurisdiction too.
I love it because I've dealt with Clemson Extension many, many times, and I feel like I always learn so much. And now that I'm looking at the pond, I can see that there are openings here. What exactly are these, and how do they play into the whole?
So these are inlets and outlets that are kind of connecting this pond system either to other ponds, or actually they're connecting to the storm drainage system. So these are actually taking runoff that's coming in storm drains, and it's basically channeling it right into the pond system. So runoff coming off of your landscape is coming right into that pond from there. So it makes it critical that we think about too the pollution that's on our landscape. Things like pet waste, excess fertilizers, or improperly disposed of paint. If you're not taking care of those materials, they're going to be making their way into your pond and then ultimately downstream.
And that would just wreak havoc for all of us, right?
That's right.
Okay, so Gwen, you've mentioned HOA. How does that factor in?
So often the people that own these stormwater pond systems are HOA members. And so we found in some of our work is that these people don't realize they own the pond system, and therefore maintenance isn't happening. So we really want them to come to this conference to learn how they can better manage their pond systems. We have a complimentary registration available. So this is for any pond owner or HOA member that owns a pond in the Tri-County area. If they come to our website, they'll see information about how to get that free entry, and we really encourage them to attend.
All right, thank you so much, Gwen. And that website that you can go to visit right now is ashleycooper.org for more information and to register for this upcoming event on November 14th. Thanks again for being here. More Living Local coming your way right after this.